3, 2,
It cost $54 million to put a spacebound payload on this rocket.
and liftoff. Liftoff of the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket.
And requires years of planning to launch. If a research lab or company is on a tighter budget and doesn't have years to plan for a launch, getting an experiment into space can be nearly impossible. The solution? These small missile-like vehicles called sounding rockets.
1, 0.
We have launch of the Terrier improved Malamute.
The sounding rockets are suborbital launch vehicles that are used to carry scientific payloads into suborbital space. They fly maybe higher than the space station or the space shuttle. However, they fly too slow to achieve orbit. And the intent is to carry scientific instruments to measure aurora borealis type phenomena, or actually to fly also telescopes to study the sun or deep space objects.
Costing $2 to $4 million, these rockets can be booked to launch in as little as 6 months compared to the years required for traditional rockets. Beyond science experiments, they also can be used to help maintain existing satellites orbiting the Earth.
With sounding rockets, we can actually launch while the satellite is overhead, make the same observations that the satellite is with our fully calibrated instruments, and then compare our results to the satellite's results to be able to actually calibrate the scientific instruments on the satellite. So utilizing a sounding rocket to do a sort of a ground truthing allows satellites to fly longer and get more data.
These rockets don't put satellites in orbit or dock at the space station, but NASA is currently sending about 20 to 25 rockets into space a year, carrying payloads like telescopes and other science instruments. Those rockets lift off from launch pads like these at the Wallops Flight Facility on the Virginia coastline.
About half of our payloads are recovered. The rockets themselves are not recovered. They're one use. However, the scientific instruments are reusable. And for example, with the telescope missions we fly out White Sands, New Mexico, we will recover those payloads, refurbish them, put new detectors in them, and fly them a second or third or fourth time.
That reusability factor for the payload is a big cost savings. But beyond cost, there's also a bit of sci-fi cool, especially when the rockets are used to fly above and through the aurora borealis or northern lights for crucial experiments. The rockets offer an opportunity to see if the northern lights effect could be used to harness renewable energy.
Fusion reaction power generation comes from plasma, so studying the aurora borealis helps us understand those processes. So it actually could be some far-flung results from our experiments that might help power the Earth in the future, for example.
That research is far from finished, but NASA hopes that scientists and companies will start turning to these rockets more and more for a cheaper and more efficient trip to space. For CNN Money, I'm Matt Stewart.